Alrighty, folks, there have been a lot of questions about this setup over the past couple of years. It's March 2020, and what I want to do is post an update to this Ethernet adapter setup for your Amazon Fire Stick. I've got lots of videos on this describing the Fire Stick, describing the setup and the internet speed. But considering it's now 2020, it's been a couple years since my first video post, I want to update and see if this whole setup that we have, and I'm going to set it up for you, this whole setup that we have still works. So a couple of things to keep in mind. This might be a little bit of a longer video, so your patience is requested. But a couple of things to keep in mind is I got an extension cord, okay, so that I don't have to do this on the ground. So here's the Amazon power adapter hooked up to the Fire Stick, and I also got a cable connected to my Wi-Fi router. Now the router is back there, so my setup is going to be a little different than some other people's. The router's right there, and usually my Fire Stick is like hanging out right next to the router on the floor, so Wi-Fi speed is pretty good. So even with this setup right now, we're going to test the speed and see how it works. Okay, so right now, as you can see, the Fire Stick is connected to the power adapter is connected to the extension cord, and that's plugged into the back in a socket back there, back there behind this chair. And right over here, this is just a HDMI adapter that's hooked into the back of the TV. And I just put this adapter here because I like to have this Fire Stick accessible to me, not behind the TV, because I use other adapters. You've seen my other videos. I've got other adapters if I want to play video files, blah, blah, blah. So I like to have accessibility to the adapter. That's why I have this HDMI cable. So as it is set up, it's on Wi-Fi. Okay. So what I want to do is show the internet speed. So I've got my TV right here. So let's kind of move over to the TV. Okay. So I've got my internet speed checker, and I'm using this guy right here, Speed Test Analyzer. So hopefully you can see this. Let me close some blinds so you can see it a little better. Alrighty, so let's do this again. This is not a bad checker. Here we go. Here's a quick test. And as you can see, the down number, the download speed number, it's about 39. Let's check it one more time. It varies as Wi-Fi speed varies. Looks like we're moving up a little more. Okay, 50. Let's do one more test. This is a free tester. We're done at 39. Let's do one more. Let's just do one more quick test. Because my Fire Stick is right next to the router, even with Wi-Fi, I don't get too much in the way of buffering problems. So it looks like we're down at 39 again. Okay, so let's set up the adapter. Let me just show you how I'm going to do it. So this guy is going to go in here. And I plug it in, so that's going to be the power. And this guy then is not used. I'm just going to put it aside. And the power is going to go back in to here. And then right over here is where the cat cable is attached to. I use a Cat 5. Okay, so now that I've done all that, I also want to check for a wired connection. So I'm going to go into the settings and check, make sure it's a wired connection. Alright, so now that the Fire Stick is restarting, I want to go into the settings and check to see if it has a wired connection before I check the speed. Okay, shouldn't take too long here. Okay, so just moving across that upper toolbar to settings, and let's go to network. Click on network, and as you can see, it says wired connected. Okay, all right, so now that I'm wired connected, let's check the speed. So let's go back down to the speed test. Analytics is what I'm using. Okay. So as you can tell, the speed is definitely more. 68. Let's do another quick test. Okay, 70. Let's do one more. Looks like this one's a little less. Let's do one last one. Okay. All right, 69. So, even today, March 2020, it looks like this Ethernet adapter in this configuration still has a faster download than the wireless connection. Just for kicks, I'm going to undo this and go back to the wireless, okay? And I want to show you what the settings looks like after I go back to the wireless connection. It's going to have to reset again. So sorry, folks. All right, so let's move over to the settings again. See if it'll, there we go, settings, network, and kablamo, it's connected to the Wi-Fi. Signal strength very good. It should be. It's like 1.5 feet away from the wireless router. So there you go. So in conclusion, folks, I think that the Ethernet adapter setup is still a good setup. And I think it's an even better setup in helping you with buffering if you're away from, if your stick is kind of further away from your router. Since mine is not that farther away from the router, I'm going to get pretty good speeds. But if you're further away, then I would definitely still, March 2020, still recommend getting this guy. It's a good setup. It's going to help with buffering. So there you have it, folks. Thanks again for watching, and I'll have links in the description below. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thanks again. Please like and subscribe, and please send your comments, and I will answer them as quickly as possible. Thank you.